Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Jay's Strategies, where we talk about the latest and greatest crypto news and much, much more. I bet you guys want to find out what's going on, so let's go ahead and dive on in. We are going to utilize CMC today. So the other day we used CoinGecko. We're going to go back and forth and utilize different platforms, and you guys can rock out with us. We're going to take a look at the charts. We're going to hop over in social, so I'm going to rock with you guys and get with you, so that way we can push and we can get it. All right. Here we go. Okay. Drop on socials, Twitter, and all of that. You can swing by Twitter and get with us. All right. Come join us. Crypto BTC. Alright. So we hit it, and let's go ahead and get with it. So now you can see all the different stuff that they have going on. Okay, for Twitter. So yes, it's going to be a busy week. Alright. Don't forget to join the communities, okay? Got a lot of stuff happening, a lot of stuff going on, so we'll get to all of that with you guys as we push and we get out all of the stuff. You guys are rocking. Yeah, it's not, it's not right yet. Alright, we're going to talk about the charts, and you can see today on the dump for Bitcoin, alright? And this is on the daily chart, and yesterday we were talking in our video on the weekly close, telling you guys about these targets and these buy-in ranges. You can find that on YouTube, alright? And take a look at the video from what we were talking about, okay? And the targets and everything that we were going to take a look at, alright? So for Bitcoin and all of our other big daddies out there, let's go ahead and see something right quick. Okay. Yep. So we were talking about Bitcoin. That's on the 1 hour. Let's go ahead and see. All right. So we talked about short term on the 4 hour. We were talking about the 200 EMA. Okay. And then we were talking on the daily about the 50 EMA closing and going below it, and hitting those targets. So you guys can go ahead and swing through and check that. So that way you guys can follow along and get all those targets and get all that stuff too. All right. And then we drop with the charts and all that rocking out. We're gonna go ahead and swing into our chats over here, and drop in the socials and drop in the groups, so that way you guys can get with us. All right, chilling. Shout out Butane, shout out all of us. Let's get with it. All right. So today's overall cryptocurrency market cap is 1.17 trillion. It's down 2.9%. 24-hour volume 35.7 billion, 43% to the upside. Look at that. Bitcoin dominance 48.4, Ethereum dominance 19%. ETH gas right now 36 GUI, busy on the chain, 56 neutral on the fear and greed index. Okay, Bitcoin now sitting at 29,130, 3% to the downside, so 566 billion market cap, 15.5 billion in volume today. All right, Ethereum 1,847, 2.2% to the downside. All right, 222 billion in market cap, 6.4 billion in volume. USDT, we're talking about that. Look at that, printing more USDT. See that market cap inching up, 24.8 billion. So they are loading in. So this is something that we need to pay attention to, because this is money on the sidelines getting ready to swing back into the markets. All right, XRP at 70 cents. All right, 5% to the downside, $36.9 billion market cap. Okay, and Well, okay, yeah, 2.2 billion in volume, so heavy volume on XRP. That's something that we were talking about, and we're going to be watching XRP and looking for those ranges, and then now would be opportunities, so we'll take a look at those. BNB, $238.25, 1.8% to the downside today, 36.6 billion, 444 million in volume on BNB. So BNB shedding some of it, and low light volume for that. USDC, your second top stablecoin, 26.6 billion, and then 2.9 billion in volume. So heavy today on that. Cardano at 30 cents. Okay, 3.8% to the downside today. 10.6 billion and 243 million volume. Dogecoin, heavy volume on that. So Dogecoin pumped with these other dumps. All right, so that's interesting. Doge is pulling away from the traditional ranges and markets. Okay, $1.4 billion in volume. All right, Solana in your number 9 spot now, $23.37, 6% to the downside. All right, $9.4 billion market cap, 488 million in volume. All right. Tron sitting here number 10 spot still. Tron moved its way up there. Look at that, all right? At 8 cents, 2.4 to the downside today. 7.2 billion and 226 million. Now, Matic sitting at 72 cents now, 4.5 to the downside, 6.7 billion market cap. Okay? And then we talked about Litecoin too. And as you can see, they have some pretty heavy volumes. Litecoin, $88.70. Okay, so these are your 5% pullbacks. Okay, these are those ladder in positions that we talk about, and we tell you guys to take a look at. All right, DAI is your next top stable coin. All right, have 4.5 billion in market cap, and then we swing down and see Binance number 22. Look at that, shedding more of its market cap. All right, 3.8 billion market cap. Okay, 1.7 billion dollars in volume. All right, Shiba fans. Okay, look, 4.4. So we're below that 4.5. And then Avalanche, light on the volume, okay, on that pullback. AVAX sitting at $13.06. Okay, so you can see that these are the laddering opportunities. These are the opportunities that you look for, you know, and you pay attention to for your buy-ins. Okay, and then we can take a look. Let's go to the shorter term to see what's going on today for Bitcoin. All right, actually, I need to pull the chart, so that way we can see and we can talk about it. Okay, you can see that we were riding the moving average on the 1 hour, trading sideways. Okay, now it's Monday volatility. Okay, we pulled up right before the Sydney session, and then as you can see, high volatility. We pulled below that 50 EMA, we tested the 50, and then we had this big drop, and then we wicked out to that 28,870, and that's exactly one of the targets that we were talking about in our videos. All right, so we did wick out. We're paying attention on this 1 hour time frame. As you can see, we are overextended below the 50 EMA, and this is on the 1 hour time frame. So that's what we could be paying attention to. The New York Stock Exchange is closed now, so you can see this red box right here. Okay, is the New York session. RSI is on the downside, but it's actually crossed back over, turning back towards the upside. So we're paying attention to that, okay, to see if the sell-off has stopped. And that was our level that we tapped out at that 28K. Kudos to you guys that set your target ranges that we talked about in yesterday's video, okay? So, you know, pay attention to that. The 50 EMA sitting at 29,610, but I would say, you know, 29,600, all right, is a target range, okay, for me, all right, with a tight stop loss at 29K or right below 29K, so 28,999 or lower, so that way you don't wick out, get stopped out, and you're not losing mass percentages, okay, and then that's on the immediate short term. Now, on the 4 hour, okay, since we had this dip, all right, you can see we're below this M0 pivot zone. All right, so on a longer term scale, that's what we're looking for buy-ins. When we drop below these moving averages and we come back down towards the downside, okay? So that's something that we need to be watching and paying attention to, because that is when we're looking for our positions, all right? So you can see that we're testing that 200, and then we finally broke below it, and we're below that pivot zone, okay? So that's what we're paying attention to. Now, if we have more of a bearish structure and we cross that 50 over that 200, we can see some more downward movement in the markets, all right? Daily, overall for Bitcoin, yes, Finally, we pulled back to that 50 EMA. We talked about that. We were waiting for that. We needed that retest. Okay. Now, Bitcoin closes below 29,400. Okay. Yeah. So if we close below today, then we could see some bearish action and possibility with target ranges at 27,840. Okay. So that would be mid-range, and then I talked about that second buy-in zone at that 28,305. Okay, so those are different targets. Bottom of the wick, first target 28,870, and then we got 28,405, and then third ladder in 27,840. And those are Bitcoin ladder in positions when we're going towards the downside. And then we'll talk in our videos as we go back up when we do. Okay, on those positions that we're talking about right now. All right, so the S&P seeing some action here, pretty much sitting at that level, but it's really overextended over this 50 EMA. So we're thinking, oh, can we see some sell-off happening in the market this week, right? Gold, safe haven asset, you can see people were buying into it with their profits, and now they're selling back in, going back into the markets. Okay, Bitcoin dominance falling a bit, okay, like we talked about in our videos, and we're below that 50 EMA average, so that's something we're paying attention to. USDT dominance, you can see on that dip, and we talked about USDT printing, so that is something that's definitely happening out there in the markets that we need to pay attention to. Okay, so all that stuff happening for us. Now, Ethereum, when we were talking about this, Ethereum on that target for the $1,825, but you could do $1,830, okay, is a target for us to be able to buy in because it's right below that wick and at that 800 EMA. If we close below that, we can see targets at that $1,775 range, and that is for Ethereum because we did break below our structure on the daily. We were closing above that 50 EMA, so if we close below it and we don't find support at our range right there at that $1,825 range that we were just talking about, that is something that we're going to be paying attention to for Ethereum overall. Binance, BNB, okay, moving average is finally coming up, so it's acting as a resistance point for us. We did test them, we did pull to the downside, but we do have a little bit of an upward trend happening here. All right, we don't want to see any wicks closing below 231, okay, but that is our target buy-ins, and then bottom of the wick on that swing at 234, and that is for BNB because of this vector candle and the range that it wicked out over here. Okay, so we're going to pay attention to when we are overextended and well below that moving average. All right, and that's for Binance, BNB shedding its market cap. Hey, BNB, BSC in the spotlight, get it. Bitcoin Cash, we have that in the line. You can see that we're coming back to these moving averages, so we were waiting for those opportunities and points. Our main area is $225, so if we go and actually hit that range, that would be a range where we're going to be adding BCH, Bitcoin Cash, to the portfolios. XRP, here's an opportunity, okay? XRP, okay, has their top hitting it mid-top of the vector candles. All right, now we're pulling back, and it's on the daily overall. That 50 EMA is still sitting at that 58-cent range, so we want to see price come towards moving average, but there could still be some sell-off to attack to the moving average and continuation towards the upside. First buy-in target is at 68 cents. Next target is at mid-range 65, and then 60 cents. Those are your three waves of buy-in targets. If moves bearish, structure towards the downsides, setting triggers for spot trade orders, long-term growth with XRP. Dollar index gaining some strength today. You can see pulling towards the upside. Doge, as we talked about, sitting at the 7 cents range. Doge actually had that pump and is sitting right at that 200 EMA. If we close above that 7.5 cent range, that would be bullish for Dogecoin. Dogecoin has been accumulation and growth pattern at the same time. People accumulating more Doge in their wallets, and they Doge. That's why we're seeing a pump in Doge. People moving into the altcoins on the sides to make those profits and just to hold it as a fun meme. Cardano, as you can see, chart starting to close below that 50 EMA. All right, so that's what we're paying attention to. Avalanche on the daily below that 50 EMA. So we talked about that. All right, so on the bearish structure, but we're not really hitting targets on those ranges. And then Solana, because of the high market cap, we're looking at Solana at $22.50. All right, hitting on the range of that 200 EMA on Solana. And if we close below that, next target is $21.70. All right, and that's on Cardano. Matic, we talked about this. We're closing below that 50. All right, so we'll see where we close today, and if we are going to wick. So 71 cent, and then right now actually at the 72 cent range, and then 67 cents. So if we do end up hitting on a bearish structure and coming down towards that 67 cents, that would be an area that I would be looking at overall. All right, and then for Bitcoin, we're paying attention to what is happening here, on the days, and then you can see volume coming in on that sell, but not any big, really crazy volume. Okay, so heavy volume, but bigger sells, and etc. But we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna start doing the book map. So you guys want to shout out and utilize the book map. We'll start using the book map in the different videos and much more. Yeah, you guys can swing by, into BTC Butane. You could join the call channel that we're growth here. You can see regular channel that we're pushing out here with all of our different information, news, and all that kind of stuff. So we have a lot of different bullish stuff that's coming out for you guys. So that is awesome. All right. So don't forget to swing by into those Telegram channels. Yeah, hit the like button, show some love. All right. We are chilling with you guys, rocking. All right, and building, seeing that growth, mad love and respect to you guys. Swing by Twitter, okay, and you guys can see all the different stuff that we have going on, and we'll be utilizing this information and news and all that kind of stuff that we could rock out with you guys, okay? So we're looking at those targets. You guys are waiting for those positions and those entries, so you're getting opportunities now. Remember, you don't buy in on the FOMO. Okay, you buy in, you ladder in as we're continuing towards the downside. Mad love and respect for you guys that were chilling with J Strategies, talking about the latest and greatest crypto news and much more. Until the next time.